Okay, so today we're going to talk about the basics of the respiratory system. So the respiratory system has two basic functions. It moves air containing oxygen into your lungs, and it removes carbon dioxide and water from your body. So when we move it into your lungs, that's when you inhale. When you remove the carbon dioxide and water, that's when you exhale. So it's a process called respiration, and respiration is the process of breathing. And it has to do with cellular respiration, which we talked about way earlier in the year, which is the process by which the body cells break down glucose, releasing the chemical energy. So breathing in gets you the needed oxygen for the cellular respiration. And then the blood will carry it to the rest of the body so that the cells can actually perform this. So you have 6 basic breathing structures. So this is the 6 organs that make up your respiratory system. The first one is your nose, or as I'll mostly call it, probably the nasal cavity. Your mouth also can go here too. Then you have what's called the pharynx, which is the space where the air enters the respiratory system. That's the spot between, and I'll show you on the next slide, between your lungs and your trachea and your nose. And then you have your trachea, which is your windpipe, and it's very bony and it's meant to protect what's in it. And it's a tube that leads into the lungs. And in your trachea, you have what are called cilia. And these are hair-like structures that line the trachea. And they basically keep the trachea clean. They get all the mucus out. And so when you cough, those are the cilia trying to get all that stuff out of your respiratory system. Then you have branch-like tubes called bronchi, and they basically transport the air into the lungs. Then we have, at the end of the lungs, is the alveoli. And this is the place where the gases are exchanged, and a spot where I'm going to focus a lot in the next couple days. And then that helps you breathe. You have your diaphragm. And so the diaphragm is a muscle that controls breathing. It expands and contracts and lowers and raises the pressure in your chest so that your lungs can expand and then contract. When you get the hiccups, your diaphragm actually goes into spasm. And so that's why they say, well, if you hold your breath or if you breathe very slowly, you can actually fix them. And so here's a basic picture, and I'm going to have you label this tomorrow. So don't try to write it down now. So your nasal cavity, your pharynx, and your larynx are what's called your upper respiratory tract. And your larynx is actually where your vocal cords are. So right now I'm using my larynx to talk to you. Then we have the lower respiratory tract. So that's your trachea, which is here. You can see the bony structures. Your primary bronchi, which are the bronchi. And then if you want the little ones, they're called bronchioles actually. And then your lungs. And at the bottom is the alveoli. And your diaphragm is actually going to be down here. And on the diagram I'm going to give you tomorrow, those will actually be there. And that's all I have for you.